So for those who were watching us a little bit ago, we finally have our the interviewer here. Geez, I can't talk. So can you pronounce your name for me?
Yes, Tyria Hakobo.
Tyrion. Okay.
White Aries. Yeah.
And it's Ahoba?
Hakobo. You just say the J like an H.
Okay, Jacobo. Okay. And I'm Samantha,
And I'm Ala Abidi.
and we're the
Ah, well, nice to meet you both.
Thank you.
and we're with the freedomdreamers.com. And so we have a success story here that we want to share with everybody. So how long have you been doing the blueprint?
I started on April 11th. Well, I'm going to back up because actually I started like March 26th, I think. But
Okay.
it was before Michelle had launched the Legacy Builders program. And in order to like get grandfathered in, you had to purchase the $600 product. So I did that on March 26th, I believe, either March 26th or March 29th, something like that.
Oh, okay.
And then April 11th is when I upgraded to the Legacy Builder
Okay.
program. And yes, so and then I'll add on April 18th, I actually set up my funnel because at first I had another website in mind that I was gonna get another a brand new domain. So I was overthinking in my head, overthinking like, oh, I can't use the one that I already have because that's for another program, even though it was so easy to switch out. But in my head, I was thinking it's gonna be so hard.
Yeah.
So on April 19th is when I officially started promoting
Okay.
the digital growth program. Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's awesome. Sorry, I'm like, looks like we might have a comment already. So I was like, okay, somebody they just said hi. So Tabby, hey, I just pulled up my phone so I could see what you guys actually said. Hello, Tabby, thank you for watching. So that's so mostly March, April, we're in May, so like 2.5 months.
Right.
Okay.
Let's say 3 months to make it
roughly,
easy.
yeah. So then you finally got your first sale? Is that what, or have you had multiple
Yes.
yet, or just
So May 11th actually was my first sale. I work overnights at a hotel right now. So I was sleeping. That was a Saturday morning. And I remember it was about like 4 o'clock maybe. So I'm still in bed, but I'm scrolling through my phone, checking my emails. And then I see our system had sent me a congratulations message, and they were like, "Congratulations on your first sale, $900." And I was like, "Whoa!"
yeah.
How does that make you feel when you wake up and see that?
Oh man,
Yeah.
I was, laying in bed, relaxing, like, oh, because I knew I had to go into work like at 11, and I'm looking at the clock, and I'm like, you ought to be out of bed. I was like, no, I'm just gonna lay in bed. But man, when I saw that $900, I had so much energy. I'm like, I'm awake.
I get that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it just makes you feel even more confident about your decision to join in, right? Because it's like just
Yes.
absolutely phenomenal. Because that's what we were explaining on live when there's a little confusion on the times. So we were just explaining how easy this is. It's like, it's only 2 hours a day. You can do it in between working a busy lifestyle, and
Yes.
it teaches you step by step, and it's all automatic for you,
Mhm.
so I think that's absolutely phenomenal. So what actually brought you to join? Like what was that final push for you?
Well, I was doing the math in my head, and I'm like, $900. Two payments of $900 will pay my rent. And so that's really what got me in. And then, especially as a single mom, I'm going through a divorce. My soon-to-be ex-husband doesn't give me any child support. So I think, well, I'll back up. He has probably sent 3 payments of $120. So
Wow.
that's nothing. um, and then, it stopped. And that's been like, that was a long time ago, like more than a year or two prior. So nothing since. And, to these days, inflation is high and it's just hard. Like here in Orlando, it seems like around right before the pandemic started, rent just started going up like outrageously. Like it's so crazy. It would be almost cheaper to buy a house, except the mortgage prices are outrageous too. So it's funny when you say you're in Texas because Texas is in my mind, I'm like, and I've been telling my kids, like, we got to go to Texas because I've looked at the housing prices there
Yeah,
and it is so much. It's like the housing prices used to be here in Florida, but
yeah,
now they're just
yeah,
crazy. I mean, it used to be like the highest sale price you would see would be like 300,000, but now they're like 500,000. And then I even see $1 million houses here. And even back home, the
yeah.
rent back home with the salaries being a lot less, like $9 to $11 an hour, the rent is the same as it is here in Orlando. I'm like, that's crazy. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we didn't expect it. Like when we came out here, like I will tell anybody that's watching, we're getting a little off topic, but if you move, make sure you do your research because when we moved, this is definitely before we jumped into this, but when we moved,
Mhm.
the car insurance double, rent
Mhm.
double. And that's from
Wow.
moving from Illinois because we were living in Illinois.
Wow.
He's actually from another
Okay.
country, been here since 2019. But
Right.
Illinois, we moved here and we're like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. The weather's different, no snow. And well, no, then we got like our butts kicked because it's like everything was double.
Then no, and then Texas is
Wow.
very hard too to get a job because um after the pandemic and a lot of people now moving from other states, especially California, move to here. They sell their
Right.
houses and they move to here. So it's the people more than the jobs here, you know.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's another reason like why we jumped in because like my friend Cher, I'm gonna interview her next week. Michelle just like, made a post about her.
Right.
And so like I was watching her because we did network marketing together. Like network marketing
Nice.
just didn't work for me. It does work for people, but it didn't
Mhm.
work for me. And so when she told me about this, I'm like, it's probably like another one of those, MLMs and sat back and watched. I'm like, okay, this is definitely not
Right.
MLM. This is definitely not network marketing. And she was just
Right.
boom every day. Oh, I'm cooking and boom, money. Oh, I'm doing this, boom, money. I was like,
Right.
all right,
Yes.
Shara, I need to join you now. Like,
Right. Right.
so
Because it happens so fast. Like, when you least expect it. And I don't even know this person. And I was like, and that's the beauty of this. Like, and that's why it's so appealing. Like Michelle is always saying, no followers, whether you have tech knowledge or not, you don't need a big following because a lot of times, in network marketing, that's what is going to really propel you to success. You see people just jump in a new network marketing opportunity, and all of a sudden they've got like thousands of people under them. It's because they're bringing their team, from their last organization, but they already have influence.
yeah,
So this opportunity, on the other hand, you don't need influence.
yeah,
You can be the little
absolutely.
person, the little guy, the little girl, and
Yeah,
still, become a six-figure
absolutely.
earner or more.
Absolutely.
And I have a question, please. How many hours you do every day for this?
I I I know sometimes it's not even 2 hours, y'all. It's like because I feel like I'm sleeping my life away. Being, working for the
Right.
graveyard
Ugh,
shift, 11 to
yeah.
7:30, I'm like,
Mm,
I feel like all I'm doing when I go home is just catching up on my sleep.
yep.
Um, so a lot of times it may just be like an hour. Sometimes it's like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, I got to do something, post something, get a few ads out there. And I'm still working on toning, getting that refined so that it can be like a well-oiled machine. But yeah, it's
Absolutely.
sometimes it is 2 hours, but mostly it's not.
Oh, well, see, so everybody that's watching, they strive to just teach you just to put in 2 hours a day. And she's already made like her first like success sale, and she's not even
Mhm.
putting a whole
Oh,
2 hours in.
Yeah, like
Right.
people they can put like 1 hour, 30 minutes. It depends. And some people they can put all day in it.
And basically
Right.
the time putting in is like you're just, creating the like within the 2 hours, it's like the first
Mhm.
hour is like creating your videos and posting them. And then the other one is going live and commenting back to people. Like that's really all it is,
Right.
to
Right.
show people who you are. And you can even do it
Mhm.
faceless. There's people making
Right.
quite a bit of money without even showing their faces.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because Michelle was live. I joined her subscription. So that way it was like a mentor, like only people that are subscribed can see the certain
Right.
lines. And I asked because, I'm a truck driver. I used to work the
Okay.
graveyard shift, so I completely understand. Imagine
Mhm.
driving through the night. And yeah, I was sleeping all
Right.
the time. And So then I asked, because I'm more like second shift now. And I said, can
Mhm.
you still build this business if you only go live once a week? Because Saturday is right now my official day off. Like, 'cause sometimes I work at
Okay.
6 days. And she's like,
Right.
absolutely. And then somebody that was faceless commented to
Mhm.
me saying that they don't even show their face and don't even go live and are making well over $100,000.
Imagine. Yeah, it really levels the playing field for everyone. And then it also gives you no excuse. You can't say, well, I work graveyard shift or I'm an introvert or whatever, your excuse in
Yes,
your head is. Like
yes.
you can still do this business.
Yes. I don't know if you got to see the live, I think it was last week,
Hmm.
where it was a free webinar that pops up, every now and then, the pop-up free
Right.
webinar. And
Yes.
and so the one lady was on there and she said she was a single mom and she was working 2 jobs, working 18 hours a day, and still made time to build this business in between working 18 hours a day with 2 jobs. So there's like kind of no
Mhm.
excuses,
Yeah, I
for
watched
people.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
And she got excited because that's how she changed her life. Now her life, like she has all the time with her kids and her
Yes.
family,
Yes.
Like me, I'm excited more because I'm not from here. I just moved to USA in 2019 and I already had
Hmm.
experience. I just visited my family only 2 times in 6 years. And that's
Right.
not fair, you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Because when I work in warehouses or under people here, you gotta ask for that, like for time off, and
Hmm.
they will decide if they give it to you or not. Plus, financially, sometimes I can't afford the plane ticket back and forth. The prices get high and
Right.
high. So, like, I'm excited for this, and I'm trying to do my best and put all my time and attention in this business. And
Absolutely.
that's
Yes.
why I want. That's why I'm excited too, because I want to get my dream together. And I watch everybody they made it. It's easy.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I like about this program, y'all. It's global. Because I've been in programs like network marketing programs mostly where, oh, we're only in the USA or we're only in USA and Canada. And it really limits you because when you think of the billions of people on planet Earth, and yet you can only market to maybe 1 or 2 countries. It's restrictive. And then another thing that really impressed me about this opportunity was the fact that the South African testimonials that they had from the women in South Africa that in South African rand they're already millionaires,
Yeah.
and in dollars they are like 6-figure earners. And so they were saying, just the opportunity to make dollars, that's a really big deal.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that I'm like, this is
Absolutely.
it. And then
Yeah.
in the past, I think maybe 2012-ish, I had done a program like this where you got, it was member to member payment. So I'm like, wait, 100% profit member, let me jump on in this.
Yeah, that's why I asked her. I told her like, I can't wait to figure out a way so I can speak my language because you just mentioned South Africa. I'm original from north of Africa. It's called Tunisia.
Mhm.
And north of
Oh, okay.
Africa is like 5 or 6 countries. Like I'm sure you heard about Morocco,
Right.
Algeria, Tunisia, and Egypt. Those countries are we speak Arabic,
Mhm.
and that's why I wish like this is get like a
Yeah.
different language because that's how it's supposed to be to make another countries.
Yes.
I just wanted this business go to every house, is like to everybody
Right.
can watch and understand what's going on, because people like us everywhere they need this, not only us.
Right. I'm
Absolutely.
glad you mentioned that because I speak Spanish, but I've been holding off doing anything in Spanish because when my people get in,
Yeah, even
there's
me.
nothing in Spanish. So,
Yeah, like I speak French and Arabic and English,
mhm.
and I can't speak Arabic or French because I'm in America and all the business is in
Right,
America.
Absolutely.
right,
I know, I was like, oh man, your family can totally do this, but it's like they don't speak English. So, but they
right,
did say,
right.
Michelle said they're absolutely working on it. And I can't wait for them to be
Yes,
able to do that,
yes.
like to get it in other
Can't wait.
languages.
Hmm.
Absolutely. So is there anything else you would like to say? I do want to point out, like you were saying about with the money, the financial part. So example with network marketing, you're only making 25%, even affiliate marketing, 25%. You know, that's
Right.
like nothing. So imagine
Mhm.
25% of 900 versus 100% profit of 900.
Exactly.
Like you're getting way
Yes.
more. And imagine that that's a daily
Yes.
possibility because your business is
Yes.
set automatic for you.
Right, right. And I will add one thing too. So, not very long ago, me and my kids were actually living in a homeless shelter, and that was our
Wow.
second time being
Wow.
homeless. And I'm gonna try not to cry, but
Welcome to American Dream. I will make you smile.
right, right.
Yeah.
And so I was so the second time it happened, y'all, it was last year, and I was so disappointed. I'm like, oh my God, how did I get here again? So just prior, we were living in my car. I remember, we would park in like Walmart, we would park at the hospital, we would park at hotels. And you're trying not to like draw attention to yourself, like, oh, I'm just trying to sleep here, person.
Yep.
And like Walmart has gotten, I don't know if it's all over because some places I think you can still sleep in Walmart. But the Walmart here, they have a security that comes around and if you get caught, then you're like, okay,
Yeah.
well, okay, I gotta move. Let me see where else I can move. And, when you have kids with you, you're like, well, I gotta go someplace that's like well lit. And it's just so much going through your mind. Like, I don't want anyone, let me make sure the doors are all locked, I don't want anyone to come in on us.
Yeah.
And so this $900, y'all, it has meant so much. Like when I went grocery shopping this past Monday, I was like, I stopped and thought when I got home, I'm like, wait a minute, you know what? This is a long time. It's been a long time since I actually shopped in a grocery store instead of a food bank.
Mhm.
So when we say it's changing lives, it is really changing people's lives. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank God for that. Yeah.
Yeah, because
yeah.
like that's another thing I ask people. It's like, aren't you tired
Mhm.
of like having to put stuff away when you get to go grocery shopping?
Right,
Like
right.
I
We
know,
did that
yeah, we've done
Yeah,
many times.
relationships.
yes,
I like something at Walmart. Then when I like get there to pay, like, oh
right,
no, I don't have money now. I wish like
right.
I have extra, you know. It
Mhm.
Yeah.
happened, you
Yep,
know.
Yeah,
yes,
it sucks when you have to like put stuff away or
right.
like we're actually in the process of moving. So we literally just had to spend a bunch
Mhm.
of money for like moving supplies and stuff and
Right,
we have to put some stuff away because we're just jumped in, and that's what I try to tell
right.
people. Just because we haven't had success in our first like couple weeks doesn't mean anything. Like
Mhm.
there's people that have jumped in.
Exactly.
Yes, they made money the first 2 weeks or the first
Right.
month or even the second day. But some people already kind of had a following, and that's okay. But there's people,
Mhm.
that as long as you follow the blueprint, give yourself
Exactly.
time, within 3 to 6 months, you'll be making well over, enough to
Right.
pay everything off. Like you just
Yes.
like those franchises, like Michelle had put it, there's
Mhm.
like how long were these franchises in red before they actually were making a profit? With this
Right.
with this blueprint, your first sale, literally you're in profit mode now. So
Yes.
everything you start
Yeah.
making, you're in profit mode. So
Yeah,
Right.
congratulations to you.
I'm happy for you, actually. Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
can tell how you get happy inside you, like
Yes.
that's happiness there.
And guys, it has taken me a long time. Like I've been online since like 2008, and it's a lot of personal growth and mindset because there have always been like high ticket opportunities that have been around. But at the time, I would be like, oh, that's a lot of money. I can't do that. And and you're thinking,
Yeah,
it's limited thinking because you're
absolutely.
thinking you can't. And if you say you can't, you can't. Um,
Absolutely.
and then it was a lot of times too, I would join programs and just think, well, I joined. Okay, where's the money? And not taking any action. And that sounds so
Yep.
silly right now. Like, duh, of course you gotta advertise. But and so many people are in that mode still.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's learning about the opportunity, joining, and then taking action and not getting frustrated by comparing yourself to other people who've had,
Absolutely.
maybe their results are faster than yours
Yeah.
are. But it's going to come if you keep on promoting and also going into it not with an attitude, okay, I'm gonna try this and see if it works. No, do. That's
Yeah.
all you got to do. Just keep on
That's
doing
I
it.
that's mean not fair, like because if we get like scared of something, we never make it.
yeah.
The
Right.
fear is always keep us away from the things we want it to be. And
Hmm.
like I always say, this business, like you can make it in the first day, you can make it in 6 months, but at least we do
Right.
it. And
Yeah.
I know in the end of the day we will make it. 6 months, a
Yes.
year,
Yeah.
I'm going to keep doing,
Yes.
you know.
I started laughing because I was thinking, because
Yes.
we've been posting videos, and we just jumped in before we actually finished the blueprint. And like
Mhm.
I'm like,
Right.
yeah, we should have been watching
Because we're
that first. Or
excited.
we should have watched that first, because it talks about like doing your story and doing it this way. And I was like, well, it's okay, we can restart over, like not start over,
Exactly.
but we can, every video is better. Like she said, it's a
Right.
learning. You're just learning, and sharing and just
Yeah,
Yes.
I
but
told her like we
yeah.
do that. It's for me fun,
Right.
like to meet new people, to be online.
Yeah.
And the money will become
Yes.
anytime.
Yeah, I know. I was just like,
Exactly.
comparing. I started doing that. I started getting, as what she was saying.
Mhm. Me
There
too.
is somebody watching right now, Victoria, I think that's your name. I just want to say hi to those who are watching. I didn't get to a minute ago, but hello everyone who is watching us. But yeah, like I don't remember who actually said it. Michelle's been saying it though, that stinking thinking. We got to
Right.
get out of that stinking thinking. And I'm actually in a manifesting program as well. I was been into it. And so like a lot of my mentors were like, man, you're gonna make so much money because you know how to, you're really good at manifesting. And
Yes.
but even somebody that is pretty good at manifesting, we still get in those, like even with this apartment, because we're waiting for the actual approval. But I was like, no, we need to pack
Mhm.
because we're getting approved. That's just like this business. We are going to be successful. Not when we are successful,
Right.
not we are successful. We have this apartment. We have to do those steps as we are
Yes.
already successful. So
Yes.
hey Carrie, hey Victoria, hey everybody else is watching. My mom's watching. Hi mom.
Very good.
So it's just like,
Yes.
like I said, somebody can make all this money in their first month, and it might take 3 months, and that's okay.
Mhm.
You admitted like it took you 2.5,
Right.
3 months before you got
Right.
your first sale. It's
Mhm.
like you can't compare to everybody else. And
Right.
that's what I started
Right.
doing after the first like week. But that's why I guess people also quit even the network marketing, which is this is not
Right.
like this is absolutely not. And I'm
Mhm.
so glad. I'm sure you are, that I jumped into that, and I
Right.
got to talk him into it. And I'm like, let's just team up. Let's do this, so we can get men
Yes.
and women and couples doing it, not just,
Mhm.
individually.
Yeah,
Right.
that makes sense.
Did you have like any
And
questions for her? Sorry.
Did you still now? I think she mentioned that. I think you still work now. You still do your regular job, right?
yes, I still work. And there are some times where work gets slow, and I bring my laptop to work with me, and I'll be posting ads and thinking of content, maybe adding to my email campaign. So, and I did the same thing that y'all did. I jumped right in, started doing it, and then like maybe last week I was like, oh look, launched a profit in 7 days. Like I didn't even do that. Why didn't I do that?
Yep. Yeah.
Same what
So
we did.
I'm like you. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back and start doing day one.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that, is it 30K in 90 days or something like
Right.
that? Yeah. So we're trying to finish all the videos in the blueprint. We're actually just in the passive or the daily passive income for now. We do want to upgrade to the other
Mhm.
ones. So that's why we
Okay.
also promote the other packages, because for
Right.
sure after we get moved, we want to like go into that.
Yes.
Like I don't even care, even if I haven't made a I see the potential in all of it, and I'm like,
Right.
we're jumping
Right.
in, we're doing this. Like I want to
Yes.
go all in. I don't care if it took, like, if it did take that, but it's not, because I already know
Exactly.
we're all successful. We're all here to help build each other. And that's what I also
Right.
was explaining, the community. Like,
Yes.
that's how I met you, is through the community app,
Mhm.
like if we
Right.
like, it's such a great community that if people
Mhm.
can't get questions answered by us or you, like when they do join in, because you want to not miss out on this opportunity, guys. But when you do jump in, I
Right.
understand people want to do their due diligence. There is such a great community. That is exactly
It
how
is.
we met you. So
Mhm.
is absolutely. And I think you wanted to say something else a minute ago.
I think, I was just going to say that just go into it with the idea that this is going to work. I'm going to do this and this is going to work. And
Absolutely.
it will.
And again, like you know, even if you're working 1 or 2 or 3 jobs, you can do this in between your crazy schedule, because there are so many testimonies of people doing this with 2 jobs. There's people that are
Yes.
doing it, like example with you, you're doing the night shift, and I'm a truck driver doing this on this
Yeah,
in
I
between
do.
truck driving.
I do Uber like 12 hours a day, and I just get a job at our
Your house,
house,
yeah,
and I'm still going to do that
absolutely,
because I will be do 2 jobs now. I was just between.
Right.
I will spend 1 hour. I don't care if I sleep short 1 hour, but I will do it.
absolutely.
Right.
Because it's like
Yes.
it's building your success, it's giving you a plan B, because like I also was saying,
Right.
people like our age and younger might not even get Social
Mm-hmm.
Security by the time we get to retirement age. And it
Right.
seems like also they're
Correct.
making retirement age older and older and older. It's like, I don't want to have to work till
Exactly.
I can't no more. I don't want to work till
Right.
I die, pretty much. Like, I want that plan
Right.
B to be my plan A. I'm making my plan B
Yes.
my A. That's what I'm working on.
Yeah. That's true. And that reminds me of something, because this is another thing that attracted me to this opportunity. I keep remembering things.
Yeah, no.
Michelle's story was a lot like mine. And then I remember hearing Amy's story. And when I even got on the sales, I guess it was the sales page where Michelle is talking about, or maybe it was one of the videos, as
Yeah,
you're going through
yeah.
the capture page and that process. And it was almost like she was reading my life or telling my life story, because I'm like, what? And it was exactly like mine. And it's something about getting into your 50s, because I'm about to be 52 years old. But when I turned 50, I remember thinking, okay, Rogeria, you're 50 years old. You're still working.
Mm,
When are you going to do something so that, you can
yeah.
be home with your kids more? And my kids are 12 and 17 now. And I was like, I don't want to work till I'm 65. I don't want to be, feel that pressure
Absolutely.
of,
Absolutely.
how it feels to live paycheck to paycheck. And then now, like you said, people are retiring later. They're like 70 years old and you see them at Walmart being a greeter. And I'm like, I don't want to have to
Yeah.
live like
Yes,
that,
I'm
knowing
agree
that
with.
there's another solution.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm agree with you about this part because I came from another country and they can see the difference. People they grow up in America and live in America, they don't know the truth. Like I
Right.
came here and I see in my country we don't have a lot of jobs like here. We don't have a lot of warehouse like here. But people when
Mm-hmm.
they get retired in 60, they get enough for they how can leave. Here one time I work in a warehouse and I remember in
Mm-hmm.
Illinois and was third shift and I see a guy he's over 70 years old. I
Mm-hmm.
almost cried. I told him, dude, you're in my country. You will be sitting the home and read paper news, watch TV and comfortable. Why you do that? He told me this here in America, you can't do that. It's everything expensive, and I need the money. The
Mm-hmm.
money they give me monthly for my retirement is not enough. So then when I
Right.
get realized about like America, like plus the healthcare, it's like
Yeah.
it's way
Absolutely.
different. I can see it
Mm-hmm.
different, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my parents are both retired, and I was kind of telling my mom about this, and I told her about the story that was on the one of the free webinars I got to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And the one lady explained her friend's story, how she told her parents, and her parents were like, oh no, we're gonna watch you. After she made within 6 months like $80,000, or like, yeah, then her parents joined in, and they're making a well over $100,000. And because I even told my mom, I was like, don't you think $100,000 is a little bit more than you're making in Social Security? Like, I don't think you need to worry
Right.
about that, the little Social Security check that you're getting, because
Yes.
you'd be, you'd be able to buy your own insurance instead of the Social
Right.
Security insurance that they offer, because it's
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous. They give free insurance for people. And
Mm-hmm.
but the problem is, like, it's harder to get into doctors, like really good doctors. They
Exactly.
don't want to
Exactly.
accept the Medicaid or Medicare, and so that's why I'm like so like passionate about this. Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
passionate about teaching people,
Yes.
this opportunity, and to have a plan B, because soon this
Yes.
stuff ain't gonna be there for us. Like, this society in the United States is like, it's not built the way it used to be, and it's not setting people up for success. You have to do it yourself, and every
Correct.
single one of us has that mentality and has that drive within us. You just have to get through that fear.
Right. Right. That is so true, y'all. And it's there's nothing like what we have, especially the community. I personally have
Oh, yeah.
not experienced that kind of community unless I was on a specific team. Because you can get sometimes on the right team and with the right leadership that actually cares, truly cares about helping you win. But it's rare. It's a rare thing, y'all. Most people are out for themselves.
Mhm.
They could care less if you win or not. At least I made money off you, and that's why I like that this is not a network marketing kind of environment.
Right.
Because my mentor, I had actually been following him since I came online. And this is truly one of those things where you don't want to keep it to yourself, because
Yeah.
once you get in, you're like, oh man, I wish I had joined, I wish I had known about this sooner.
Yeah.
But like I always say, things happen at the right time. So,
Absolutely. That's what Shara, my friend, keeps telling me, because I tell her, I'm like, man, I was like, I wish I would have joined when you first told me about it. Like, man, I wish I wouldn't have waited. But she
right.
said the same thing. Like, the person that she joined with, that told her about it, she said,
Mhm.
my friend Shara that we'll be interviewing next week, so she'll tell us more about it. But she waited too. Like all these people that are so successful, and that's why I'm
Right.
like trying to tell people, like, hey, you can if you want, but I don't want to have to watch other people saying, "Man, I wish I would have joined you. I wish I wouldn't sat back
Right.
and watched for so long." Because
Right.
imagine if you had this opportunity right now that can make you
Mhm.
daily income. Imagine where your life would be in like what, 1 year? Just even 1 year. Like
Yes.
some people want to go as far as
Yes.
5 years, but imagine if you were able to build your online empire automatically, 2 hours a
Mhm.
day, making nine, six, three, six, $900 a day, whichever you prefer.
Mhm.
Imagine making that every day for the next, like, even after a couple months, every day for the next year. Imagine where your life would
Yes.
be. Imagine that.
Right. Yes. And there is so much support in this community, y'all. There's Tech Tuesdays. So, even if you're not techie,
Yes. Yep.
I'm a nerd, so I'm like, I love like building websites and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But there's Tech Tuesdays, and I'm thinking all these things that she didn't have to put into this program, but she did, because how big her heart is. She truly cares. She truly wants you to win. And then just you can ask a question in the community, like she was saying. She'll say a lot on her free webinars. If you're a member, please don't come on the Zoom, just go into the community and ask. And
Yeah.
if you just put your question out there, you'll have like 4 or 5 people answering you,
Yeah.
within seconds.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. And then I was trying to show them, but like my screens too, like right now it's dark, but I was trying to show them how people are posting
mhm.
their wins. Yeah, see my screen's like white, but
Right.
every day somebody's posting their win, whether it's like, oh, finally got 1,000 TikTok followers, but almost every day people are posting about their money, like, oh
Mhm.
man, I was doing this and I made $900 a day. Oh, I was doing this and I made
Right.
$1,200, So it's a community that shares their wins and we just uplift each other. And again, that's how we found each other. Like it's just such an
Yes.
amazing
Right.
community. And you don't have
Mhm.
that, like you said, with network marketing. It's like, oh, I like you because you're making me money. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Right.
we're not
Right.
making each other money. We're helping
Exactly.
uplift each other. Because I'm not making money for
Yes.
you, and I'm not making money for the person I signed like with who told me about it.
Hmm.
All this money is for yourself.
Right.
So
Yeah, and every day when I see people post like that, I get excited more and I say, okay, I'm going to
Right.
do it.
yeah,
Yes, and that's what kept me going out there, because we're humans.
yeah,
I like to
absolutely.
think of myself as a very positive person, but there are times where you're like, oh man, it seems like everyone's winning except for me, right? And I would go into the wins and I would get encouraged, and I'd be like, oh wow, and everyone's always saying, if I can do it, you can do it, and that's the mantra that we have to adopt. If I can do it, you can do it. If you can do it, I can do it. If they can do it, we can do it. It's available for everyone to take advantage of. And
Absolutely.
I another thing, it's so funny that I did this. I've never really gone all into an opportunity until this one came along. And what I mean by going all in is I actually spent some of my rent money to upgrade
Wow.
to the Legacy Builders program. And
Yep.
I was just thinking in my mind, what? It's good. It's going to work out. It's going to
It'll be
pay off.
it'll be fine.
Even though, and I will tell y'all this, I ended up um, actually getting an eviction letter, and it actually went to court. However, this happened in April. This was like April 25th. And I was like, oh
Wow.
my goodness, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And
Yeah.
remember, this is before my first sale. So I'm like, oh man, what have you done? And if someone had asked me, because sometimes you will see, and I think even my mentor, when he introduced us, he was like, please don't do this if it means like, taking food off the table or affecting your rent or whatever. And there I was. I had done the unthinkable, and look where you are now, Iteria. Like, what have you done? Your kids are depending on you, and now you're not gonna have a roof over your head. Well, I ended up I paid like $1,000 down. And then when I did that, on May 8th, my landlord called me and she was like, hey, my attorney, told us that you made a payment. And he asked, did we want to do the stipulation for you, work out a stipulation? And I'm like, what's that? Because I haven't known anyone personally that has been evicted. This is my first time going through that process.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, it's like a payment plan. And she was like, hey, can you pay this amount by such and such a date? And so I did that. We met. And then she laid out, it was essentially a payment plan. And I saw that the payment plan went through August. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I can still stay in my apartment? And she was like,
Wow.
yes, as long as you make the payment. So y'all, it all worked out. So when that
For sure.
$900 came through, y'all, it was just gravy. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it's working. It's happening. I always believed it, but then when you see it, it's a different feeling. So don't be afraid to go all in. Whoever is watching this, go all in with my friends here. It's definitely worth it. It will change your life.
No, absolutely. Like being part of the manifestation community that I'm in as well. Like, and also like, if you believe in God or, whatever you believe in, it's like, if you believe in yourself enough, God's going to take care of you. Or in belief of the manifestation, which I'm in as well. It's like, you have to show the universe that you believe that this is going to work out. You have to just go all in, and it does. Like
with open heart.
Exactly. Like there's been times where sometimes he's like, oh, watch your money. I'm like, no. So when I like help someone else out or spend money, like I shouldn't have did that at the store, but I did. It's okay. But it's like when I do just kind of just do it, especially when I feel like it's weighing on my heart, like God's really speaking to me to do something for someone, all of a sudden I'm taken care of right back, like within a week or two, in different ways, so it's like, if you show God or the universe or however you look at it, whatever your beliefs are, you have to show God and the universe that you believe in it just as much as you want it to happen. You have, then it will happen. So just jump all in. It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
Yes.
There's a song or something like, isn't that like Bob Marley song? Yeah.
Right.
Everything's gonna be all right.
Right.
He watched the movie. He absolutely loved it.
Yes. I couldn't believe it when I found out they were making a movie about this. Like, what?
Hey, Sherazon.
It was amazing.
Sherazon, I was telling everybody, Shara, we're going to be interviewing you next weekend. So I'm super excited. Thank you, Shara, for jumping on in the comments. But yeah, absolutely. Jumping all in and just sharing that belief, because it will be all right, as Bob Marley said. You just have to have the belief in yourself, just believe in yourself and a strive to want something more in life. Like if you're just like, I don't care. Like, I want to work. Unfortunately, people don't realize that's a pattern we have in our heads as well. Like this government, and it set us up for work, or school systems is set up to get us ready to just be employees. These systems, I know, thank you. These systems are literally set up to make us employees. We have to train ourselves to get out of that fear and be entrepreneurs and have our own backup plans and have our own businesses and our own way out, because if we just keep going off of the fear that society put in the pattern of our own thinking, we're not going to get anywhere in life the way we want.
That's what kept me away too before.
Yeah.
Because when I was trying to do business online, I always say, no, there's going to be a scam and I don't have enough money and they will scam me for all my money. And that's what makes me don't do nothing. But this is like I have feelings like it's going to be good.
Absolutely. You
You
have that program in your mind of like, oh, the only way to make money is jobs. That's the only way. A job is the only income. A job is no, there is so many. There's people that because they believe in themselves so much that are CEOs working only one day a month and having 6 days off, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, making millions of dollars a year, just these people because they believed in themselves so much, and now look where they're at. Yeah, it took them a little bit of time to get there. You have to put in that work, but you have to also
Right.
believe in yourself while you're putting in that work, and you'll be taken care of. Just like I said, imagine where you'll be at in a year.
Right. Yes. And most people are just one decision away from changing their life.
Yep.
And it's going to be so much more beautiful, y'all. It's and you know, a lot of people are stuck on this, especially if they're religious, like you know, money is evil.
Yep.
Um you know, making money is evil. And for me, it was never about the money. It was about I'm getting older. And if something happens to me in this job, you know, the older you get, employers start looking at you as a liability. Like
Yep.
people don't, most employers they don't want to hire someone that's in their 50s or older. It's like, nah, you're probably gonna have all these health problems and you're gonna cost us too much money.
Yep.
And so it's harder to get another job. You know, that is no longer the solution anymore, because and if you do get another job, it's probably going to be something menial, like something that doesn't pay as much. There's nothing wrong with, like, you know, being a janitor or anything, but those jobs don't pay. And you know, are they going to pay enough to be able to keep you afloat financially? No, they're not.
Yep.
And you only have 24 hours, and especially you're only one person. How many jobs can you really work in a day, you know, or in a week? You know,
Yeah.
it's still taking time away. So if you don't want to spend money, if you don't want to invest, you're still going to be spending money somehow. If you're at a job, you know,
Exactly.
gas, you know,
It
and
caused, I remember, I forgot his name. There's this guy that's in our community, an older gentleman, so country, so cute. He's got like almost 100,000 followers now. And he even said that. He's like, to jump in this is about as much as your phone plan would be. Like, you know, as much as you're spending on your
right,
phone, you could have your
right,
own business. You know, it's like,
right,
I never thought about, yeah, phones are about as much as it is, you know? It's
right,
like, so like
yeah,
with our programs, we have $100 program, we have a $300 program, a $600 program, and a $900 program. With that $900 program, you can make money off of 100, 300, 600, and then 900. Same with
mhm,
six, back and forth. Like, so imagine being able to make $900 a day. So I can't wait to see where
right.
you're going to be at in 6 months. Like, what is that? Honestly, like that question that they always tell us to ask, like for you, what is that going to feel like for you in the next 6 months to a year to be able to say bye to this job and have more fun time with your family, your
Yes,
kids?
Find your
yes.
boss.
Yes, it's gonna be amazing, y'all, because I am really I today the thought pops in my head. You know what? 6 months from now, I really want to be out of my job. And I was talking to someone on Facebook, one of my Facebook friends, and he was like, "Oh, you know, what are you working on now?" I was like, "I'm working on retiring by December 31st, 2024." That's probably
Yeah.
more than 6 months, but um
Yeah.
I'm you know, being realistic, trying to set a smart goal.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and then it's gonna mean, so, you know, more vacations, and not having to, oh, can I get off this day? Because like I just had I put in from one of my PTO hours. Well, not one of my PTO hours. It's more than an hour.
Yeah.
It's an 8 hour,
Your
but
PTO days.
coming up in June.
Yeah.
So and you know, and it got approved. So I'm happy because I was like, you know what, I just need a break from work so I can really do more with this business, right?
Yeah.
And you know, not having to play Mother May I, because you know we're grown ups. So why should we have to ask someone for permission to spend
Absolutely.
more time with our family, or to spend more time on our extra our outside interests?
Yeah.
Why should we have to still ask permission for that? That's not
Absolutely.
even, that's crazy.
Yeah. Now he told me about like example, I think it was Germany. You told me they only allow them to work 8 hours a day.
No, no,
Or
and it's in Europe. In
Europe.
Europe, it's different lifestyle. Like they don't. I mean, like you don't have to work two jobs because if you do one job, you can afford everything. The
Mm,
healthcare, some of them free. You know, especially if you have a kids, they will help you out. It's far
right.
away from America. America, before I came here to America, I'm
Hmm.
not going to lie. I always think American the dream, like they made it on social media. Then when I moved
Right.
here, I always, when something happen funny, tell her, welcome to American dream. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
It's
And
sad.
then I always say, because I've lived outside the states, and just thinking about how our medical system is set up here. you have first, in order to get a prescription, you have to have a doctor has to write it for you. And I was just thinking, remembering back to when I lived in Guatemala, and you could just go to a pharmacy, describe your symptoms. There is no red
Same
tape.
with,
And they're like, oh, here, you need this. And it's
Yeah.
so easy. There's
Yes.
no red tape.
she did that. She come to
Yeah,
visit
good
me
country
4
too.
times, and when she needs something, we stop in the pharmacy, and
Yes.
she'd walk and she explained what's going on, and he give her the medicine, and we paid, and goodbye.
I was like, what is
Right.
And we
this?
have the hospital. We have the hospital. It's free healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
And you just paid only if you want to go to like a special doctor outside of the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta pay, but it's nothing compared here, like
Right. And another
still
thing, like,
nothing.
I'm sorry for interrupting you. My, you know how okay, my eyes are, I have really bad eyesight. So I've been thinking about getting LASIK surgery, but I tell you what, I'm not going to get it, be paying thousands of dollars where I have to get on the payment plan. I'm going right down to Guatemala, where my best friend still lives there.
Yeah.
She ended up marrying a man from Guatemala, and they live there. And one day I was talking to her about, I was like, oh man, you know how these contacts are. And she was like, oh, I didn't tell you. I already got my LASIK surgery. And I was like, what? I was like, you didn't tell me that. And it was only $800. And I'm like, yep,
Wow.
that's where I'm
Same,
going. I'm not going to be paying these outrageous US prices.
Yeah.
same. My country is $800 for you guys
Right?
eyes. And I remember I
Both
wanted,
eyes.
yeah,
Yes.
both
Yeah,
eyes.
both, not just one.
And
Right.
they bring you breakfast, food, and everything.
Right.
They treat you like queen. That
Yeah.
Right.
like
So, when I hear people say, people in the United States say, oh, I think this is the best country. I'm like, have y'all ever set foot outside the States? Like, and just
No.
think about
Yeah.
healthcare. There's so many countries that have a better healthcare system where you're not paying money. And I think some people are just sheltered here, and that's what they've been conditioned to believe. Are they make you feel, media, when they show other countries, they'll show the bad stuff,
of
and they'll make
course.
you feel like it's not safe. You got to stay in here. And I'm like, man,
No,
y'all are
exactly.
crazy.
That's why they do. They show you the bad things in other countries, but they showed America is the great country in the world and the freedom
Right.
Yeah.
to make
Mhm.
people come over here, more immigration for the tax.
Right.
Here's another thing, off topic a little bit again, but I have a friend, and I'm sure she'll watch this. She'll know I'm talking about her. I'm not gonna say her name, but she went and got IVF. They had to spend $30,000, and it didn't work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm probably gonna have to get IVF too, because we,
Mhm.
tried to have a family so many times, but it's like if you
Right.
go to his country, it's only gonna be like $2,000 American money. American money.
Nice.
And that's like with the
Nice.
whole facility, you're in like a clinic and they take care of you. And it's like, wow, why are we having to spend $30,000 for something that might not even work? And then
Right.
you can go out of the country for like literally 10% of that.
Yes.
That's what
Yes.
happened with the dentist in 2022. She asked me about $7,000, and I get plane ticket $840 back and forth to my country. And I went
Mm-hmm.
to the dentist, and they fixed everything in my mouth, and they put 3 new ceramic. It's expensive, kinda. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't spend the $7,000. And she came to my country, stayed 15 days, and we go everywhere, beautiful place. We eat out, we rent a car from the airport, and we don't spend this
Right.
$7,000 here for just.
Yes. And yep, that's another
Ridiculous.
thing. That's on my list too. Dental
Yeah.
problems. Definitely going
Yeah.
outside the States for that.
Like, okay, even if I like, even when we're making like $1 million a year with
Right.
this, like who's like still like this country needs to see that, So it's like, okay, yeah, I'll be like, okay, after I make $1 million, I'm like, I don't want to fly, but it's I still would probably use that money and go somewhere else to get it
Yep.
done just because I want to
Me
experience
too.
other places. But at least I know I have the money then because of this
Right.
company to be able to go somewhere else to get something medically done.
Yes, yes. It's
It's
it's it's about having options now,
yeah,
the freedom to have options and not be restricted to just, settling, really,
yeah.
essentially. That's what people are. If you if you're committed to thinking that if I gotta pay, it must be a scam. If I have to pay to start this business, it has to be a scam. You got to get out of that stinking thinking, because if you were going to do like set a regular pizza shop, that would still cost money. And these franchises, like you mentioned
Yes.
earlier, I believe it's like people are in the red for like 5 years before they start turning a profit. Whereas this, you're only limited to your tenacity and, to your following the instructions, how well you follow instructions to start seeing the results. So you don't have to wait 5 years to see the return on
Exactly.
your investment.
Exactly. I think at the most, it would be like little after 3 months. As long as you put your dedication in, you're doing
Right.
you're dedicated, you go through the blueprint and you follow the blueprint step by
Mhm.
step. In less than 3 months, you can be out of in profit mode.
Yeah.
Like one guy,
Yes.
I remember his story. He's like, I'm not gonna lie, I jumped in, wasn't consistent, and he didn't go through the full blueprint like the way he should have, and he didn't really make much. After he finally went through the actual blueprint step by step, and how she says, like, what did you say? There was a program like you can profit.
The launch to profit in 7 days.
Launch to
Or
profit. I need to go through that again. But
Me
then
too.
then he like is making like 50 to 100K. I can't remember what it was, but either way, he's 6 months in and making almost $100,000. Like first 3 months, nothing, but after that, it was like boom, he just took off because he followed the
Right.
blueprint.
Yeah, that's exciting.
So
Mhm.
yeah.
It is.
Well, I want to say thank you so much for coming on here and interviewing us. So
Yes.
it's sorry that you I guess we didn't interrupt your sleep, but at least you got to
No,
sleep
I am
in.
so sorry because I remember I had told my daughter, I was like, you gotta wake me up at 2. It's very important. Set the alarm. And she was like, okay. And she comes in at 2 and she's like, Mom, get up. It's 2 o'clock. And I was like, go away. I'm still sleeping.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, especially working night shift. I completely understand.
Right.
So yeah, I'm just glad we finally got a chance to get on here. And
Yes.
of course, we are live on Facebook. I'm recording this on Zoom, so I'll be posting on our YouTube as well. So I definitely appreciate you. And for those who are watching that, want to have if you have any questions, one, you can comment on this video, and two, you can go to freedomdreamers.com. And and that's with a Z, so it's Freedom Dreamers with a Z, not an S.com, and enter your email and respond back to the email you get with any questions you have. Like, we're all here for you. This community is absolutely amazing, and we just want to see other people be successful, fire their bosses. I can't wait to see your success story in the next 3 to 6 months. We're all gonna be like, yeah, do you remember that interview 3 months ago?
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want to see in the next time when we interview a show.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. And it was so
Yeah.
nice to meet you in person and your husband too. Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice to meet you too.
Well,